All right, third and final video is going to talk about continuing with this stuff. So just a couple more examples, one more regular, and then we're going to add the sigma into it. So it says find A1 in a geometric series for which S sub 8 is 765, N is 8, and R is equal to 2. So in this case, we don't know A1, but we do know what the sum is. So we also, though, we do not have, so we know AN, which means we can't use the second formula. So the only option we have is that first formula, which is this one right here. So we're going to sub in all our information. So S sub N, that's our 765. A1 don't know, R is 2. The N value, because it's S sub 8, the N value is 8. And when we divide by 1 minus R, which is 1 minus 2. So what you need to do is, because think factoring, both of these terms in the numerator right here, they have an A1 in common, so you have to factor out that like a GCF, which leaves you with 1 minus 2 to the 8th. That's where the 256 comes from. And then you have 1 minus the 256, which gets you negative 255. What you could do is you could either divide by the negative there or move the negative to the other side. It really doesn't matter. But either way, you're going to divide by the 255, and you end up with a positive 3 for your final answer for the first one. Okay? All right, so let's shift gears slightly and get to some sigma problems. So we're going to sort of go about it the same mentality that we did for the arithmetic. So here we go. So we have our sigma symbol. So for A1, we sub in our low value right here, K, which would be 4. So if we have 1/4, 3 to the 4 minus 1, we get 6.75. There's our first value. R is the value that's being raised with the exponent. So it's already given to us, which is 3. And then in order to figure out N, you take the top number of sigma, which is 12, subtract the bottom number, which is 4, and then add 1, and you get 9. Now, in this case, we have A1, we have R, and we have N. We do not have A sub N, which means we have to use equation number 1, just like we did with the one right above. We're going to sub everything right into that formula, and you should get a decimal for this one. Or what you could do is you can just say, 66426 and 3/4. Either way would be acceptable for this. All right, last and final one, same idea. Plug 3 in first to get our first term, which is 4. R is the value being raised to the exponent, and N is 10 minus 3 plus 1, which is 8. I'm going to sub all that in, and I end up with 0/2, which is 0. You are allowed to actually get a sum of 0, because if you think you're going to have positives and negatives, that's going to alter the signs, and you could, in the end, just get a sum that was equal to 0. So don't think necessarily you're doing it wrong. Absolutely, though, go back and double check all your numbers and make sure that they do come out to be the correct values that you should have gotten.